Hello, I'm Noah Bryce, and I'm being interviewed by Keith Andrew, and it's an extremely honorable thing, and I'm glad to be a part of it. And he's doing amazing things, and he's not letting anything bother him. He's just being the best human, best person he can be, and I support him.
Keith Andrew Network. It is episode 674. I'm here with professional actor Noah Bryce, and I just want to say thank you for being a guest on my talk show.
Hey, man, thank you for having me. It's an honor. I love the things you do, man.
No, I appreciate it. To let you know, it's a half-hour conversation. You can say anything you want, freedom of speech, self-expression. It is PG-13, so that being said, the first question I'm going to ask you is, who influenced you to become a professional actor, and who made the impression on you to become a professional actor?
To be honest, it all started when before I had a chance to pursue it. It all started with my first show. It just kind of fell from short film to short film, and then eventually I started getting to bigger roles. But a few of them I wasn't able to do because of me wanting to enlist in the army. So that was my real dream, and that's what I chose to do. But if there's one person that had this impression on me, it would be. Man, it's a hard question. To be honest, I kind of just wanted to do it because I thought it'd be fun.
And now, why do you want to be? Why? Well, first off, I thank you for your service, but why do you want to make the transition from being an actor to being in the army?
Because you know, since I was a kid, it wasn't acting or modeling or anything like that that made me want to. That wasn't my dream at first. My dream at first was to serve in the military. That was my thing. Like since I was a kid, I was always a soldier as a kid. I always wanted to play army. So I've always thought about it. The just being in service is really good.
No, absolutely. So let's stay on your. Before we ask about the army questions, let's stay on the beginning. How many years have you been an actor, and what were some of your favorite memories about being a professional actor?
Well, I'd say 4 years. I've been doing short film acting and a few bigger roles. My first film was with Miss Stephanie Marshall. She was in New Orleans, and we did a little shoot of "Change the Story of a Lost Black Man's Soul," and it was about slavery, and it was a real awesome film I got to be a part of, and it was my first action role too. I got to get hit with a shovel, so it was a good experience. I enjoyed it, and ever since I've always wanted to be involved in something like that. Like I love community projects when it comes to films, so that's why I
What,
enjoy it.
what about voiceovers? Were you ever interested in doing voiceovers, or?
I wish. I can do some impressions. I've always wanted to get into voice acting, but I just never got to it. Never had any chances to do it.
All right. Well, then now the next question I was going to ask you, looking for a good one. Let's see. What's something you're glad you never have to do again?
Uh, well, I'm not hating on it too much, but when we would get dressed in the back of fashion shows, like when we had to do suits, and I love wearing suits. Suits are like my favorite thing to wear. But before a show, because everything is so fast paced, like if you don't get dressed in time, you're going to miss the line and you're not going to walk. So for me, it was getting dressed in a suit. And I'm glad I don't have to do that anymore because it's you have to button up everything, you have to fix your tie, and you have to do it by yourself too. You rarely get any help most of the time, and it's usually just you. So it's very tough actually back there when you're doing it that fast.
What about, well, this is two parts now. The first part's acting, and the second part's the army. As being a professional actor, what's the one thing that you procrastinate on?
Say that again.
As being a professional actor, what's the one thing that you always procrastinate on?
Uh, Submitting auditions. It's just, in this industry, it's part of why I didn't really pursue it that much. Is I had a lot of chances to do things. I just didn't want to submit and put the work in it because I was too busy focused on training for the army. Just staying fit. Majority of the time, it's I yeah, I'd say submitting auditions is the thing I procrastinate most on.
Now, the same question, but how does that relate to the Army?
Well, in the army, you can't procrastinate. That's one thing. It always bites you in the butt. Same thing with acting. In acting, you're going to get a lot of no's until you get one yes. And I guess it's the same thing in the army. You get a lot of no's and you get very few yeses. So
It's very true. When you see an opportunity, you have to take it.
absolutely.
Now, here's something you might like. Let's see. What would you do with your life if you were suddenly awarded $1 billion? Would
Well,
you
I would do a
change
lot of
anything,
things.
or would you keep it the same?
$5 billion.
No, it doesn't mean
Rob,
$1 billion.
what would I do with it?
Yes.
Um, for me, I would probably donate majority of it to Wounded Warrior and a few other good charities like Open Borders and maybe some St. Jude's Hospital, a few different hospitals, and even different missionary camps. Who knows? It's a lot of money, but the rest of it, the little bit that I would have, I would put towards a house, things for the family, um, even building my business up because I actually have plans to start one.
No, absolutely. For me, if I got $1 billion, uh, pay my parents back, number one, give it to the homeless, and the rest of it, just put it in the bank. And it won't change me because I will continue to do what I've been doing day in and day out. So I'm going to stay as the same person as I always was.
Yeah, that's the thing with the industry is a lot of people let the money change them. It's all about money. It's all about money, but they never want to stop and appreciate the small things. To be honest, I don't really care that much about money in anything I do. It's all about, do I enjoy what I'm doing? Is it profit? Am I profiting off of it? Like mentally, I want to help other people while I'm doing my job. That's part of the army. Is you're serving your community. You're not just serving yourself. We're all a team. Like if one goes in it, you're going in it with them. That's how we. It's kind of how we operate.
Now, the next question I was going to ask you is, do you believe everything happens for a reason, or do we just find reasons after things happen?
That's a very spot on question. I do believe everything does have a reason, and my personal faith. I'm a Christian. I personally believe that God has a reason for everything, and then sometimes we don't know the answer to it. But God's way is God's way, and He has a plan for all our lives. That's what I believe. Um, good or bad, we're learning something, and that's how we can use it to help other people. And that's what I believe.
Now, I'm going to ask you the same question again, but how does that, trying to find a little ways how to flip it around, the same exact question about how does that relate to acting, and how did that turn into working for the Army?
Well, like I said before, it was a dream. Being in the army was a dream. Acting wasn't so much. Um,
Well,
I
let
don't
me
know. I guess because it's a bigger commitment in the army, and I wanted to be part of something bigger than myself.
well,
So that's why I decided to join.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
It's good.
Well, what about this? Do you believe things happen for a reason? So, when you became an actor, do you believe that happened for a reason, or do you believe it led you to another position in life where you would be beneficial being off on a different hand.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Uh, at the time, I believe God opened a door for me to do something there. My first show was literally to raise money for juvenile diabetes. So that was something I thought I'd share. But it was never about me. It was for my community. That's why I did it. Same thing with short films and a few other things. But a few of them I did for fun. But, why not do that all the time in the Army? Why not serve my community all the time? And, translating that from acting to the Army is pretty much similar. Attitude wise, is you have to show your community respect and do the right thing when no one is looking.
Now, the next the Army question is, well, let's have fun with this. It's got to be a two-part. How do you feel about going to combat, and how do you feel about going to war?
Well, combat is the way I'm taught is combat is a tool. It's not something that people just throw out there. Some people do, some people don't. But in the Soldier's Creed, uh, it says we are trained to destroy the enemy in close quarters combat. So I joined the Army. I don't fear death. I mean, like if what comes with death is what people are scared of. I'm not going to lie to you. Sometimes, you know, thinking about what could happen, yeah, sure, but I'm prepared for it. That's what training in our drills is for. We're masters in our drills. So whatever it comes, comes. We do our jobs. It's just like a job, just like anybody else's.
Now, and actually, this one fits it. Uh, let's see. Looking for a good question. What is the one thing that makes you feel alive? But like with everything you did, acting, being in the Army, what gives you that adrenaline plus to say, just makes me feel, worth living?
Well, the first thing I ask myself before I do anything is this what God wants me to do? Is this something that's going to not just benefit myself, but benefit Him and those around me, whether it be charity work or, um, shoot, even picking up trash on the beach is freaking amazing. People need people like that. But I believe that no matter where I go, I'm representing something bigger than myself, and that doing the right thing is more important than doing things on my own. So I'm always oriented around how other people see me in public.
All right. Well, while on that subject, what's the one thing that you do that never gets old?
Martial arts. I love martial arts. It kind of helped me and saved me as a kid actually. It because I was real massive OCD ADHD and I couldn't focus. And I like the small things would just bother me the most. Like I would come home getting picked on, kids trying to fight me all the time, getting beat up in school. I go over to martial arts, and those same life skills I just told you is what I learned from martial arts. I can apply that to my life while also protecting myself and other people. Plus, I just like sparring is fun. I love getting punched in the face every now and then. It's kind of fun. you know, it's always good to get a knocking in the head every now and then.
All right. What about, let's see. Usually I have like a book of questions. I'm just trying to read off a script. I'm not really a script person. What is the one behavior that you would never tolerate?
Say that part again.
What is the one behavior that you can't tolerate when dealing with people?
One behavior that I can't tolerate. There's quite a few, but for me, it's talking down to other people. I can't stand that. I can't stand when someone thinks, "Oh, I'm better than you. I'm better than you in this aspect." I hate when people are like that. When we're all just equal, we're all the same people. I hate when people talk down. Like I've had that happen to me several times. Oh, you're just gonna get beat up. No one's gonna help you. No one's gonna train you. Blah blah blah. All this stuff. And here I am with like 4 different belts and different martial arts. and bettering myself as an individual. So I believe that if every human being should be treated the exact same, they should not be talked down to. I think that's the dumbest thing in the world.
No, I agree with you 100%. Now, the next question I want to ask you is where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, my contract ends in 6 years, so probably still in service. But what I do plan to do when I get out is my business is going to be in the defense industry. I hope to do some security jobs on the side, like private contracting, a few other things. But I want to use that for funding body armor to give to the public uh, to defend themselves against people with bad intentions. I feel like that people deserve a second chance if they're hit by a bullet or no, who knows what. But I actually have a product that I'm working on that is stab resistant and bullet resistant, and can stop up to a 44 Magnum and a shotgun slug. So
No,
that's my kind of expertise. That's what I like to learn about.
now we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, I'm going to ask you about social media and working with people with disabilities.
Hi, I'm Paisley Blackburn.
I'm Ashley Burgess.
Hi, my name is Jeanette Abney.
Hi, I'm Sharon Spank.
Hey, this is Samantha Moore.
Hi, I'm Melody Jones.
Hi, my name is Becky Yee.
Hi, you're watching the Keith Andrew Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Keith Andrew Network. It is 674. I'm here with Noah Bryce. Now, it's the last couple of minutes left. We're going to talk about what the theme of the show is about, disabilities. Also, about social media. Now, this really doesn't dictate so much to you anymore because you're in the Army. Let's take the Army scenario out of it and just focus on your acting career. With everything that you accomplished on being an upcoming actor and model, do you think social media has helped you? You know, it was your Facebook following, Twitter, Instagram. Do you think your numbers dictated if people should work with you? And how do you feel about social media?
I think social media is a great thing. I think it's a great tool to have to your advantage nowadays. It has definitely helped me locally because that's kind of how I got started and made a name for myself, was doing stuff here locally, whether it be with the news station, in public, doing photo shoots for different magazines, or whatever it may be. I think social media is a good thing in the right hands, and I do believe that it should be used properly. That's what I think. I don't think someone should use social media to benefit just themselves. I think they should benefit other people as well, of course. And I think that's about making connections. So I think that's what social media is about, is making connections with other people, not just hanging around yourself.
No, absolutely. And have you ever worked with someone with disabilities, and are you willing to work with someone with disabilities?
I have. My grandfather was blind, legally blind. He had retinitis pigmentosus, and it's a hereditary thing in our family. And I kind of, when I was there, he was very independent. He did things on his own, like he would wax the cars. Every now and then he'll do push-ups. He's not with us anymore, but that's what he did. He was very independent. I would help him out with cooking and stuff. But what I learned from him is that no matter what the circumstances, make the best out of it. And that's what he did. And that's why he's left this legacy with me. And that's why I have so much respect for him. And to answer your second question, yes, I would be willing to work with special needs people. I think that's important.
No, I just found this question very interesting. Wow, I'm just looking at my list. And I want your opinion about it. If you had a crystal ball and it could tell you the truth about yourself, your life, the future, or anything else, what would you like to know?
Man, I haven't thought that deep before. Let me see. Okay. For what I would like to know about myself is, in the future, would I be either doing martial arts or would I be teaching martial arts in the future? That's what I would ask. because at the moment I'm still learning a lot of the new styles out there. Like recently started on Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, and in the future I plan on doing ringing, fencing, Krav Maga, and a few other things. But that's what I want to know because I want to share the martial arts. It's not just something you learn and don't teach. Like it's everyone should know at least a little bit, I think.
No, absolutely. Now, this one's pretty interesting. Would you like to become famous, and what kind of way?
I want to be. If I was to become famous now, I would want to be known as the youngest defense contractor in the world. Um, that's what I'm thinking anyway. I hope that happens. But like I said, on my products I'm working on for body armor for the military, lighter body armor. I'm talking body armor without even a shelf life, and to stop shrapnel, face shields, things like that. I want to be known as someone who's willing to get it done without having someone pay a warranty to get it replaced every 5 years, because that's basically wasting the government's money. So that's what I want to be known for.
No, I agree with you. Now, let's see, let's have it here. All right, this one sounds interesting. If you could wake up tomorrow having gained one quality or ability, what would it be?
Repeat that one more time.
All right, if you could wake up tomorrow having gained one quality or ability, what would it be?
Uh, Not being able to get knocked out by a single punch or kick. uh, but no, for real. I think that I'm a big I know you like wrestling. I like wrestling as well. I love wrestling, grappling sports, stand up fighting. But as a kid, I had a dream. Oh, I'll be a kickboxer one day. I'll be just like Jean-Claude Van Damme one day. You know, but if I woke up and had like the strongest chin in the world, I would be extremely happy.
All right. Now, with the last 6 minutes left, I'm going to pass the show over to you. Was there anything you wanted to know, anything you wanted to promote or talk about? This is your time.
Go out and support your community and be courteous to each other and just respect one another. Don't try to lunge at each other. And we're all equal here. We're all on the same boat. That's about it. That's my message to everyone, almost everywhere. Just be yourself and be courteous.
No, absolutely. Now, I just want to plug real fast. This Saturday, June 13th, it will be my 7-year anniversary. For anyone who's interested, they can just direct message me on Facebook and Instagram, and we can talk about the details. I would love to have you there. And
Awesome.
I do have a couple questions for you off the air. About wrapping up our talk show interview, it was a real honor and privilege having you as a guest, and I'm looking forward to part 2 down the road.